friends. Welcome to another episode of the Long Distance Friends podcast. My name is Liv. We have upgrades, people. Upgrades. And we have Toots is loving this chair. I'm going to be honest. If you're not watching on YouTube or following me on TikTok, do so now. And you can see these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous studio upgrades, right? Sorry, I'm gonna cut that, but that was a big old burp. I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. All right, I'm gonna be burping. But the studio is upgraded. We have a love seat. Loves it. Luz, if you could stop nudging the microphone, that would be great. We have a love seat. So Tootie Lou can sit up here in the home studio with us at all times. Gorgeous. It definitely could fit two people really closely. Like if you're trying to be like real handsy with someone, this is a good seat. I got it on TikTok Shop, right? This lovely ensemble here, TikTok Shop. I probably wouldn't sit on it with somebody else. Like I wanted a chair where I could sit crisscross applesauce. It does come with two little pillows. I might move them, honestly. Toulouse, please. I might move them. I don't know. Might change them out with different pillows. But I'm loving this look. It's pink. It is, I mean, it's couch material. Like I'm not gonna be like, it's soft. It's couch material. It's fabric. What else? We've already discussed the stand. We've got one of the daisies is dead. Well, that would make sense as to why it wasn't in the water. That's sad. We've got a new mic set up, so we'll figure out what the audio quality is like when we're editing because I don't have headphones in right now. We've got some daisies today, which fun fact about me, I check before I buy flowers. I always check the are they safe for cats list. And I, for some reason, thought I saw daisies on the non-toxic list because Tootie Lou likes to eat rose petals. He likes to munch. Okay, he's a snack head, all right? He's a snacker. So am I. I can't blame him. But either way, so we have daisies because I thought daisies were non-toxic. Spoiler alert, apparently they are. We have a Dr. Pepper. So I have a list that we will get into, but I am trying to get some guests that like I know are like kind of out of my league because this has been just me kind of like, here's the inside of my brain and here's my thoughts on things and like here's a break from the world for 30 minutes to an hour every Monday. But I have questions. I have big thoughts. I want to learn more things. And what better way to do that than to partner with people? Gonna try to, I have a friend who's been on here before who I'm thinking I might reach out to because they are having new endeavors. And I would love to hear more about that. Speaking of new endeavors for friends that have been on the podcast before, the Trophy Wife, if you remember, one of my favorite episodes of all time, the Trophy Wife released yoga pants, sweatshirts. She's got a water bottle that's coming out and the lip oils. She launched her own brand. So I ordered my Trophy leggings, right? My Trophy yoga pants. They are in the mail. You can buy them on TikTok Shop. They're cheaper than Lulu's and she was posting about them. They seem like they're like Lulu quality. So I will have a full review when they come in and I'm so excited. If you follow me on TikTok, you've seen some of my gym videos where I just am a jackass in the gym by myself. And like, I was kind of talking to some people. I was talking to honestly someone today as well about this. Like, how do I take a photo of myself after workout? Cause like, I'm really feeling myself. And like, I've worked really hard. Like for the past 6 months, I've been going at it and like I'm really proud of my results. And she was like, one, there's like really not a way to not be a tool with it, but also the people who think you're being a tool about it are the people that are feeling this lack of confidence in themselves. And I was like, oh, that's a good point. Cause like it's always more of a reflection of how we view ourselves. So like every time that I've seen someone post progress photos or gym photos and I'm like, it makes me feel bad about me. That's a me thing. It's not somebody else's job to make sure that you don't feel bad about yourself. It's your job to learn how to feel good about yourself. So I've been feeling really good about myself, very proud of myself. I posted a video and had several people that I personally know review my profile. And I was like, what video was it for? Like, I'm just at the point of like calling people out and being like, you viewed my profile this many times. What video was it? One of them was a gym video where I was like, I'm gonna be so fucking naked this summer. It's not even funny. Cause I was like, damn, like the booty's popping, the arms are looking strong. You can't see it because I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now, but it's exciting. And it's nice to feel good in my body, especially when, I've spent years not. And I don't know, it's super fun. I think Toulouse is jealous because Panoodle got some airtime that he didn't get. So now he's got to make up for it. When I put the couch together, so again, TikTok shop, TikTok made me buy it. It was like $130. I was like, this is either going to be okay or it's going to be horrible. And it's shockingly okay. It was really easy to assemble and put together. I posted that video. It's cozy enough. Like it's not bad, especially for TikTok shop. It's not like this is a carpenter made it himself. But I have a list, so we will get into that. We can pull a few cards. I'm recording this before it happens, but I have an upcoming girly pop day, which I'm so excited for. And like the vibe that I'm curating for this is like grown up slumber party. Like I want the vibe to be like kind of like the slumber party that we had as kids, where like just full on toddler snacks. I bought enough chicken tenders to serve 10 people. There's going to be 4 or 5 people. So a lot of chicken tenders, a lot of ranch, a lot of just like exactly what you would expect. Like close your eyes and I want you to picture when you were like 9 years old, what did the most epic sleepover look like? That's what my goal is. My girlfriend Dana is bringing friendship bracelet materials. We are going to watch the Eras tour. We are vision boarding. I have so many catalogs because I'm like, I'm just going to like cover pretty basic things because I feel like that's probably the best way to do it, to just be like, all right, we're going to get like places to travel and, lifestyle magazines to get clips from. Could you not eat that? Oh, he's just smelling. Never mind. Toodalini's been really into sniffing things recently. I don't know why. He was sniffing my pits the other day, and it was really weird. If you're a vet, you know what that means. Let me know. I was wearing deodorant, and it was like a citrus-y scented deodorant too, so I was shocked because he does not like the smell of citrus. Right now, as I'm recording, I have some laundry that's going, and like I am hardcore cleaning today. I have all my ducks in a row. I am gorgeous, which I could have done tomorrow, but I took a day off of work so that I could like prep the house. So I'm going to do some baking later. You want to get in my lap? Yeah, come on. You can get in my lap. So we're going to do some baking later. I think we're going to make chocolate chip cookies. I got Easter candies because they were on sale and I was like, obviously, summer party, movie night. We're going to get some chocolate. We're going to get some sweet candy, like some fruity stuff. We're going to get some different types of popcorn. We're going to get some different salty snacks. We're going to get a full-on fruit platter, a full-on veggie platter. We're going to get so many chicken tenders. We're going to get breakfasty foods because like you never know what people like, right? A variety of milks because I don't know what people take with their coffee. Like it's going to be great. We'll talk about it more. But what am I baking? I'm baking a lemon lavender loaf, which, fun fact, all-purpose flour and self-rising flour are not the same. So that's fun. So let's go to the list because that feels like a good position of things to do. But yeah, I took off a whole day of work. I went to the gym at 9 a.m., which is before I wake up, typically. I wake up at like 10 a.m., 9:30 every day. Okay, so second review of the TikTok shop love seat. I can sit crisscross applesauce comfortably. I probably wouldn't sit here with 2 people. Oh, side note. So I've been slowly accumulating purchasing of things for this girly pop day. for a couple weeks of just like every time I went to the store, I was like, oh, I'll pick up glue sticks today. I'll pick up scissors. I will get another magazine so that it wouldn't like hit me all at once, which I cannot recommend enough. I've also been planning on having this event for like 2 months. I didn't invite my girlfriends until like a month beforehand, but I already had it in the plans of like, is this something that would be fun for me to do with my girlfriends? And it is. It is the local girlfriends. And when I say local, I mean the like medium distance friends. So here's the thing. You have short distance friends, you have long distance friends, and you have medium distance friends. So the medium and the short distance friends are going to be here. The long distance friends, not so much, because like that is a big commitment. That is a lot of travel for like one little thing. And it is kind of last minute. So the short and medium friends are getting to meet each other, which is always so exciting. Okay, for the list, I have a confession to make. Okay, I have a confession to make. I go through a period every single year for a couple of months at a time where I watch an undisclosed amount of ASMR videos. And it's usually like I'll watch these ASMR videos to fall asleep. But recently it has been the Japanese head spa ASMR videos, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I need you to go look it up. I am obsessed with them. I love them. I love watching. You're literally just watching someone like wash somebody else's hair really fucking thoroughly. And I'm like, I need that. Are you kidding me with my seriously dry, flaky skin? It's not dandruff, but like it might be. I don't think it's dandruff because like dandruff is like psoriasis-y looking almost, right? I just get like dry and flaky because my skin is dry. My scalp is dry. So I'm obsessed with them. I want to go to one. And I am struggling to find any that are like relatively nearby, but I would love a scalp treatment. I think I'm gonna have to like, honestly, I do want to go to Japan at some point. Definitely not alone, because that's like a very far distance to travel. But I do want to go to Japan. If I go to Japan, let me scratch that. When I go to Japan, I'm going to get a Japanese head spa treatment, right? And I want to know how it'll impact my scalp. I think it'll fix all of my problems, if we're being so quite frank. And I think it would also be fun to have like a little Shoshana in Japan moment for me. I really enjoyed the storyline of Shoshana in Girls taking a job in Japan. If you haven't seen Girls, I do recommend it. The last season, though, was absolute trash. But I do love the character of Shoshana. I feel like spiritually connected to her a little bit. But so the JS, the Japanese head spa ASMR is what I've been falling asleep to a lot recently. Like something about, I'm just thinking about it and like my shoulders are like relaxed. So that's what I've been falling asleep to. And like, it's always been my dirty little secret that I'm like, I fucking love ASMR videos, but not slime ASMR, not the like glue stick ASMR. Hate that. They're paying attention to you ASMR videos. The ones where they're like, you're getting your hair brushed. You're getting a facial. Your friend is doing your makeup and it's like, okay, I'm gonna brush this onto your face. And then it's like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Those. I love those. Is it because maybe I am a little touch starved and lonely? Like I just am not around people? Maybe. But also if someone were to like try to like, I'm not like, I feel like I used to be a hugger and now I'm like, the idea of hugging someone seems so weird. Like I am with some people, but not with a lot of other people. And it's like, so I don't know where it fits in the middle, you know? Like my family, I'm like, I don't really feel comfortable. Like, and then I have some friends where I'm like, hug. And then it's, I don't know. Like, I don't know when that changed in my life, but like I used to do this, like, I used to be really mindful of like, what are, the love languages, the love languages, but for yourself, like, how are you meeting those needs for yourself? And so, like, I used to get facials and my nails done and my hair done like really regularly. And that kind of like fulfilled that like need per se. Also, oh, that shit just put me to sleep. I want to get another facial. I used to get them regularly. My skin was so nice, so gorgeous. Not that she's not gorgelini right now, but she's a bit furry and I do need to shave my face. So fun fact, one time I was dating this guy who told me that I was too hairy, that like my face was hairy and it disgusted him and it reminded him of men, and that like he didn't want to kiss me because I had a mustache. And I was like, I don't though. Either way, so I started shaving my face and now I've like kind of stuck to it because I'm like, well, now I'm insecure about it. And I'm not insecure about it anymore, but I'm self-conscious about it. Like I'm very aware of it. And so when I start noticing it coming back, I'm like, oh my God, like I hope no one else is thinking that about me because someone has already told me that they like thought less of me because of it. And one, I think that that's so absolutely foul for someone to comment on somebody else's body, how it naturally exists to make them feel bad about it. But it did help clear up some of my acne. So, fun fact though, we broke up before I started shaving my face. And that's the Dr. Pepper, sis. I love a straw. I know they say straws are bad for you, but like I fucking love a straw. Okay. Falling asleep thought that I had was, what if I get everything I want and it's not enough? What if I don't know what I need and what I want isn't what's best for me? And I say that in regards to like the future. You know, I feel like I want the dream that I was sold as a kid of like, you get married and you have two kids and, you know, you own your home and you get the golden retriever and you get the cat and you stay at home for a few years and you just like get to volunteer and do your little silly little things. And like, I would love to do that. But what if I don't feel fulfilled? You know, like I was talking to someone and they were like, I tried to do all of that and I didn't feel fulfilled. So I like chased my career after having my kids even more. And I'm like, yeah, like I love that. But like, it feels like I'm having to like break up with a part of me that has existed for so long that has hoped and dreamed for that. And like, you know, I remember having someone say, like, you have nothing to show for what you're doing. And I was like, well, you have like your kids. Like, that's what you have to show for it is like your life, you know? Like, do you like what you have to show for it is like, I'm happy, you know? Like, I'm happy, I'm healthy, my family is healthy and happy. And like, I feel like that's the reward. You know, I don't know, but then there's also a part of me that's like I've worked really hard to get to where I'm at in my career and like I'm going to keep climbing until I don't know when. And I think there's a scariness with also saying I'm going to stop climbing at some point, you know, to look in the mirror and say at some point, you know, I just climb halfway up the ladder and stop and just jump off. No, who I am before all of that, like child, wife, you know, identities of like being a family leader is still valid to who I am. I feel like I don't want to get sucked into the like the really prevalent idea of like you have kids and then like your whole identity becomes mama and it's like I'm not going to lose who I am or who I've been. You know, it just, I take on a new one and I do worry of like, what if I get everything that I've ever dreamed for and it just isn't enough? Other thoughts? Not everyone needs to write a book. I'm so fucking tired of people getting book deals that like, I'm sorry, but you're so interesting to watch your silly little TikToks. You don't need to write a book. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion. If I ever write a book, I want you to make me eat crow, like Wendy Williams style on live television. I'm not writing a book. I don't think everyone needs to write a book. I think if you have a platform, stick to that platform. Like the fact that we need to like dip our toes into everything, fucking stop. You know, like especially when it's not like an autobiography, which also not everyone needs an autobiography. Especially when like your life details are already public. Like I'm going to write an autobiography. I can figure out everything I need to know from Google. So yeah, I think not everyone needs to write a book. I think not everyone needs to, I don't know. What happened to like actual writers writing books, you know? Don't get me wrong, I love a celeb autobiography, but some uh updates on what I've read. So I finished Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It was a really good book, and I feel like no one told me that it was like a sapphic love story. I feel like everything that I saw is just like, it's heartbreaking and it ripped me. And like the ending was so sad. I did not feel that way. I thought it was a lovely read. I thought it was a great book. I think that it is very thought provoking. And I think you do feel very large things, but like the ending is incredibly predictable from the beginning. You know, they tell us exactly what's going to happen at the end within the first 15 pages. If you don't want to know, skip ahead because I'm going to spoil it. She kills herself at the end of the book. So the book is following a journalist and Evelyn Hugo. The journalist is personally requested by Evelyn Hugo to interview her for a story for a big auction that she's going to be selling all of her dresses. And the journalist comes and she goes, I don't want that story done. You're going to write my autobiography and you're going to release it when I die. And she's like, well, why me? Whatever. And she's like, well, I read your article on suicide, on like assisted suicide, and that it's like a dignified way to die, whatever. Like it moved me. I felt very, you know, very impressed by how you wrote that and how you gave dignity to the people that were suffering. She was like, oh, like, thank you. And, you know, we hear Evelyn Hugo's life story. We hear about the seven husbands. We hear about how, like, she had one true love of her life and that it was a woman. And because of the times, they were never publicly together, but they, you know, Evelyn had these husbands of convenience that she married one of her best friends because it was convenient for both of them. They decided to have a child together. He ended up getting into a car accident with a man that he was in love with because he was a gay man in, what was it, like the 50s, which was not allowed. She was a gay woman in the 50s, which was not allowed. So like they had a marriage of convenience where like her lover and his lover were married and then they were married. So it was like, oh, the four of them are just on another trip to the Bahamas, whatever. And it was like, no, they're like partner swapping, quote unquote. But she ends up killing herself at the end and is like, all of the people that I've loved have died. You know, my daughter died, my wife died, my like all of my husbands are dead, and I have breast cancer, and I know that it's gonna kill me, and like I'm gonna go on my own terms. And so she kills herself, and like the author kind of puts it together and is like, she's gonna kill herself. Like this is it. You also find out that the author's father, who is dead, was in the car accident that killed one of Elizabeth Taylor. I almost said Elizabeth Taylor. It is apparently loosely based on Elizabeth Taylor, on Evelyn Hugo's, one of her husbands. So that's full on spoiler. If you skipped, sorry. You can go back and listen another time after you've read the book. But it was a good read. I really enjoyed the story. I then read The Dollhouse by Fiona Davis. That one was pretty good. It was kind of a similar style where it's like modern day and trying to figure out a story that happened in the past. So it's like flashbacks back and forth, back and forth. And it was good. It was a pleasant read. I'm currently reading Cultish, and it is about the linguistics of cults. And there was a couple good quotes from it that I wrote down that I will share with you today. Say it like it is honesty isn't actually honesty. It's a lack of filter. Like just because you say it how it is doesn't mean that you're being honest. It just means that you lack control to filter yourself. And I was like, oh, tea. She also said about brainwashing that even if someone has a gun to their head, they are still capable of resisting. And that basically brainwashing like isn't real. The people that are doing things and we are assigning that like they must have been brainwashed. That's why they did that. They had an innate desire to do the thing that we believe they were brainwashed to do. You know, like she gives this example of a man who was trying to be accepted into a cult and that they had rituals for like being brought in, and it involved eating like lamb liver and eyeballs and like gross shit, right? And he kept vomiting it up and he kept eating his vomit and the stuff because he was so desperate to be in the organization. And then at the end of the very gruesome story of it is like the organization was a fraternity. This was at a college. He was 18. He wanted to be in the fraternity, so he was willing to do all of these gross, nasty things. He wasn't brainwashed into doing it. It's the same way that, you know, the people that enter Scientology are like, oh, well, I want to feel belonging. And that's like the baseline of it all, is that like we want to feel belonging. We want to feel like we have a place, that we're heard and we're seen. And that's why like any fan base is potentially considered a cult. Honestly, by definition, like there is really no good definition of a cult. It doesn't have to be religious, but like fandoms, any kind of like religious affiliation, stuff like that, like kind of all fit the definition of cult. And it's very interesting to hear about like how they all have these different languages and how the like coding of the words that we're saying, like it's so fascinating to me. I've really enjoyed it. And that book is called Cultish. We're going to read a couple emotions. The most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. That is from Kobe Bryant. Reach out to someone who is working on something meaningful and congratulate them. I think that's a big thing of like, I always try to like really call out the celebratory moments in people's lives, because like I feel like we don't show enough of them. Like we only show like, I'm getting married, I had a baby, I started a new job, and like I really want to like celebrate more things with people. And I'm so grateful for the girlfriends that I've had that have celebrated things with me. My family hasn't always celebrated the things that I felt like I wanted to celebrate. And it is tough to like look at my dynamics and be like, oh, like I don't celebrate with like my whole family. Like I don't turn to them. I turn to my friends. I turn to here. I turn to myself. I turn to my therapist in order to be like, hey, this thing happened and like it feels good. So it's tough, but it's important. And it means so much when the people around you notice, you know, those things that are going on. Inspiration is the purest form of ecstasy. Clement de Crop, my boy, my handsome man. Just kidding. He's not my handsome man. He's handsome though. Have you ever experienced how perishable and fleeting inspiration is? Why not act on inspiration as soon as it arises? So I think about that because, like, this, for example, this platform, this space, right? Like, I had the idea, like, I've listened to podcasts for 6 years and I've always been like, I could do that. I could do that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I would even talk about. I don't know what I would even do. I, I have always been a creative person. You know, I did theater, I did ballet, I did all kinds of dance, I did, you know, singing and all kinds of stuff. And like, I felt burnt out in my creative area. And then I felt it come back. And I was like, if I don't just like, there's never going to be the right time. You just have to do it. So, like, when you feel the inspiration, do it. Just do the thing. And you realize it's not as hard as you thought it was. And it brings you joy and it makes you feel good. So why not lean in, you know? If you learn to reach out to help others, then you'll learn to reach out to others for help. Today, ask one person how you can help them. That is kind of true, though, of like, you don't know how to accept help and how to ask for help until you learn how to help others, you know? But also, I think it's important to learn how to not wait until you are on empty to ask for help. I think it's important to be able to notice when, like, hey, things are starting to feel rocky and reach out to people and be like, hey, I think I need help. And also knowing who your support group is. You know, I know that I have my girlfriends. I know who my immediate circle of like first calls are going to be. Like when something happens, they get a text in the moment of like, shit's going on. I'm feeling all kinds of ways. I just need, you know, your support in this moment. And I know who they are. They know who they are because they get those messages. And then, you know, when things happen after the fact, then I have other people that I reach out to and I'm like, hey, so yeah, I had something go on and then it's over now, thank God. Like, but you know, it happened. It's okay to have friends that are not your like in an emergency, I would call them. And also realizing that like different people are good in different types of emergencies. Like, you know, you have your friends that like will tell it exactly how it is, you know, and we'll be like, you were at fault here. That's good to have sometimes. But other times, like, you just need someone who's going to go, I'm sorry, babe. Do you just want to hug? And like, actually, let's just order crab rangoons and sit on the couch. And like, if you want to cry, you can cry. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. And like, I'm here to listen. I'm here to be there. And even more important, when they call you for that, you answer and you go. Like it's not one-sided. And I think that's a really important thing to learn of like how to also be that friend for someone else of like when you get the phone call of like, hey, I'm struggling, being able to say, okay, I need to go support you because when I tell you, hey, I'm struggling, you support me. And sometimes you don't get that in return. And sometimes it's okay, but like you do need to have that lifeline. So, well, friends, I don't have much else. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for liking and sharing and keep on going. Okay, let's keep rocking and rolling. Loving the studio updates. Tudolini is really enjoying that he gets his own spot on the couch. Gorgeous. So fun. Yeah. Do you want to say goodbye? Amazing. Well, it's been great. It's been grand. Love you. Have a great week. Parting wisdom for this week, right? If a man or a woman, a romantic partner, if you will, comments on your looks negatively, leave them. All right. Love you. Have a good night. Bye.